Welcome to 255 Madison.
Cheers. Hello everyone, Gary Raze here again with Eugene Spotlights. And guess what? I get to be in a nice winery, and I'm going to have the pleasure of interviewing Hickory, who is one of the owners here at the facility. And wow, this is going to be exciting.
It is.
And I want to tell you how much of an expert I am with wines.
Okay.
Is if it's white and it's cold, it's fine.
Okay.
That's my expertise.
I like that.
And so I know you have a little more expertise than I do. That's for sure.
I don't know. That's asking a lot.
Hickory, I love your name. And you told me a little bit earlier how that came about. You grew up in Indiana.
My dad actually grew up in Indiana. I was born and raised in Oregon, but my dad grew up in Indiana, and there's a lot of hickory trees there.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, they use hickory in some of the wine barrels too, do they not?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I know there's oak barrels and so on, but
absolutely.
that's something.
Yeah.
Well, listen, this is quite a facility.
Thank
and
you.
it's geared more for the casual person, not big crowds necessarily, more of 6, 8, 10 people come in with a group. And what else of a service do you provide?
Okay, so we do big groups too. We have
Okay.
private events. We have a lot of people renting out the space in especially December time for holiday parties, and we rent out the barrel room area. We can rent out the whole venue. So we've had up to about 125 people in here. So we don't just do small, we have big stuff too, but the small is really nice because you get little groups. Like last night we had a book club come in. And so that was kind of fun to get, different folks in. And
well, just talking to you in the last 5 minutes, your personality probably adds to some of the pleasure for the groups that come in, I suspect.
Well, it may. I'm only here one day a week now, but I actually have the most amazing crew right now that they all get good reviews, and people just love coming in and talking to them.
So what is your entire process as a winery?
Okay, so we have a whole facility back in the back, and they do custom crush for other vineyards and wineries. And then we have our own label, the B Squared label right here.
Okay.
We make all of that here. So every year around September, October, we have harvest crush. People call it different things, where grapes are brought in. It's all processed back in the back. It's a pretty neat experience to watch. And then all the wines fermented and made back there.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, the Willamette Valley has just grown so significantly in the wine industry.
It really has.
And I know a lot of them, when they first started out, I know a lot of people were questioning whether the Willamette Valley would make good wines. Right. And it's turned out to be not only good, but excellent wines.
It really is.
So you were mentioning to me earlier that you and your husband actually made wines for the past 20 plus years, I understand.
Yeah, here.
And this building.
Yep, in this building.
So then we can't see it, but we'll go back there and we'll video
and
all.
take some pictures.
I'm looking at these huge amounts of kegs back there. And,
and then behind the curtain, there's even more. You'll be impressed.
Oh wow, that's great. So if you were to advise groups that would want to come in, how would they get a hold of you? Just by going to the 255 Madison Winery website? Probably. Definitely.
Absolutely. Through that. And then our email is on there, and emailing us. You can always call. If it's a busy night, my bar manager and staff can't answer the phone. It's
of course
too hard to hear the phone. Best way is email, I would say.
But you mentioned something that I think is really important, because I do some group things with people. That would be wise for them to get a hold of you in advance.
Way in advance.
To get that little setup.
Yeah.
So can you have more than one group here at a time if there's a venue?
You can. Typically people will either rent just the barrel room, or they'll rent the whole venue. And if we rent the whole venue out, it's closed to the general public.
Okay.
So if the barrel room's just rented out, it's kind of nice because then folks can just come in this area and they
Sure.
sit and drink or do whatever they want, or outside, and we have the food trucks.
In the summer, is a food truck part of your?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I felt like I was parking in their spot there when I
you're
pulled in.
fine out there.
So you have all of this going on, and so in a world of through the year, I'm thinking of the 12-month period.
Mhm.
Tell me what you think your most busiest time is.
That's a good question. You know, we do really well with private events. I think our busiest time of the year would be holiday time. So
Okay.
anywhere between November and January even. But recently we've been getting a lot of baby showers and weddings, people booking the venue for a wedding or a reception. So it just depends. As far as other things that we do, we get music, live music in here.
Okay.
So a lot of times if they're a really well-known band, this place is packed.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So it just
So
depends.
weekends would certainly be
Weekends
your
are
busiest.
weekends are very busy. We are open on Wednesdays. We do karaoke Wednesdays,
Uh-oh.
and so that gets pretty busy
Sure.
towards the end of the night. But we don't open until 6 that night, so it's pretty
Now
mellow.
in the summertime, you're because of the daylight hours. I'm sure that those hours help you as well. Do you change your time frame as far as?
Yeah.
Sure.
Absolutely, and we're still working on that. That's still something that we're trying to finesse, is just, you know,
What's the right amount?
what's the right of time to
Sure.
be open. And, you know, because we were open at 2 on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, and no one would come in until 4 or 5. So
Sure.
we're still trying to finesse that.
And this is the Whitaker area,
Mhm.
and the Whitaker area has just blossomed
Yeah.
the past 10 years.
Yep.
It used to be an area that some people would be unsure of themselves
Yeah.
being here, and
Yep.
today's world is just
It's so different.
everybody
yeah.
gets along.
Yep.
There's no crime to speak
Right.
of in comparison
No,
to
there's really
other
not.
neighborhoods.
Yeah, we do get folks worried about that. I've had a few emails of, well, we don't want to come to that show because it's
Sure.
the Whitaker. And
Well, and some of the clientele may look a little rough,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
bottom line is,
so do I sometimes.
well, I was going to talk to you about that, Hickory. No.
It's true.
So as you can tell from her personality, she's been around all types of people and all levels. She taught kindergarten for how many years?
Oh, over 15.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Just think, now they're drinking.
Oh gosh, I know. I know.
So if obviously we know how to get a hold of you now. We know that this will house a pretty good sized group should
Mhm.
people want to come in.
Mhm.
And in a brief moment, can you say or give an amount of different types of wines that you have?
Yeah, so we offer a Pinot let's start with whites. So for
Sure.
our whites, we have a Pinot Gris, we have a recessed white blend, which is just a blend of different whites.
Mhm.
We have a rosé, and then when we go to our darkers, we've got a Pinot Noir, we've got a recessed red blend, and then I believe my husband just had a Syrah that he released. So, and the Syrah is always my favorite one that he does.
I'm feeling so confident in my interview here because I have no clue if that's white or red or purple.
It's a dark red. The Syrah
Okay.
is dark. Yep, very dark. I actually don't have the bottle out here to show you, but yeah.
So, and a person, if they wanted to get a hold of you, they could certainly get a whole case of whatever.
Absolutely.
Do you have the ability to privately label?
We do, yeah.
And what we're talking about is for business owners, if you had a group that you wanted your particular name as a compliment or complimentary gift to your people, you may want to have not only their label, but also on the other side, your own personal label, which is kind of a nice situation.
Yeah.
That fee would probably not be real high.
I don't think so. I couldn't tell you what that would be, but I wouldn't
Mhm.
think so. Yeah.
So that's a thought too for you business owners out there.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you see, you've already given me an idea.
Yeah, absolutely. We do a lot. So what they call that basically is a custom crush too.
Okay.
So my husband will make a lot of the wine here, and then people will get their own labels and name their own wine and slap their labels on the wine. And it happens a lot. And I didn't realize this until we've been married for 13 years now, but I didn't realize this until probably 6
Wait a
years
minute,
ago.
you just told me you had been married for four happy years. Is
No,
that-
we've been married 13. Well, it's on the 6th of August. It's going to be 14 years. Yeah.
I've been married almost 54 years, but my wife still introduces me as her current husband. Makes me real nervous.
I thought you were going to say as her boyfriend.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that this would be a wonderful gift for people to have. But you'd want to leave I would want to leave your label on for identification, but
absolutely.
also add your own personal label as a.
Absolutely. Another great thing that we do is we have wine bottles to go for percentages off all the time. So if you come in and get wine to go, you get a pretty big discount.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a good thing to know as well.
Do you get much walk-in traffic just for that?
No, but you know what? The wine industry, what I've realized, is kind of saturated right now.
That's what I was wondering.
It's everywhere. We've spoke with a few different people that own wineries, and it's just so saturated that the market is so low right now and down. We're just not selling a lot of wine, which is unfortunate.
So but here's what I see that you offer. You not only offer the good wines, but you also offer a very comfortable meeting place for people with parties.
Absolutely.
So,
yep.
So you've been here, your husband's been here for 20 some years, making wine when it was under a different name.
Yep.
Is that accurate?
Yep.
So now it's under your names.
The wine is actually, it's kind of confusing. So the wine is still Eugene Wine Cellars wine. And the hospitality side, this part where we're sitting right now, is just called 255 Madison. So when people refer to Eugene Wine Cellars, they mean 255 Madison. It's kind of confusing.
Good parking, I might add.
Yes.
You've got decent parking for people to come, which is always a big thing. And so, so do you offer foods along with this?
We do. We have snacky foods. Basically, we rely on our food trucks for a lot of it because we want them to get the business, and we have 2 excellent food trucks and 2 more coming in.
And that's what I wanted to bring up next was the fact that you actually have the ability to provide other types of food that's not something inside this building. And the food trucks have been making quite not a comeback, because they've been around, but it's getting better and better. For the
and the variety of food is just spectacular. I mean,
I expected a lot of pushback from restaurants when they first came into this area, but I don't hear a lot of that. So
yeah, I thought that too.
So food trucks, and even in the wintertime, they can go out and order their food and bring it back in.
Absolutely, yeah.
Correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. So if you were to advise or to say something to the audience about anything spectacular, was there something you would like to bring up as far as how to get here, your hours, any of those types of things that makes it easy for them to identify you?
Yeah, I would definitely say, as far as hours go, check our website first, just because we are still trying to finesse that. I would also say one of the coolest things about this place, in my opinion, is just the diversity of different things to drink. I mean, we don't just have wine, we have delicious cocktails we have craft cocktails, we have beer, and all of our beer is all local breweries. We pull in like Ninkasi, Oakshire.
I'm glad you brought that up because I did not know that. And I see that from the sound that you brought in a train to help the atmosphere.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
we have a train 10 discount. If the train goes by, you get 10% off.
There you go. I like that idea.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so beers, wines, ciders, cocktails. I mean, we have a great non-alcoholic list for people who don't drink. So I think that's a really big thing.
You've given me some good ideas just for my people.
Good.
So I'm glad that I was able to do this. And for $1 bazillion and what's behind door number 1, I bet you can remember her name because it's very unique. Hickory, thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you so much.
And I certainly enjoyed talking with you.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was great. Thank you.
So until next time, again, this is Gary Raze with Eugene Spotlights. Take care.